Hey everyone, I'm Bree. If you're new here, I make YouTube videos on surfing tips for beginners as well as surf vlogs. Today I'm going to be talking about surfing etiquette. If you want to start surfing, you're going to have to learn surfing etiquette first in order to keep yourself and others safe. What surfing etiquette is a set of rules that list out the do's and don'ts you should keep in mind while you're surfing. So there are a lot of parts to surfing etiquette, but today I'm going to just be talking about the top 3 that I think are the most important when you're first starting out. Number 1, right-of-way. In surfing, there is right-of-way. The surfer that is closest to the peak has priority. In other words, the surfer that's closest to where the wave is going to break, they're the ones who have priority on the wave. So in the photo down below me, this is an example of a right-hand wave. So in this case, the person on the left, which is person A, from our perspective, the guy that's on the right, he's the one who has priority. And then same thing if it were reversed. If it were a left-hand wave, the person on the right would actually have priority on the wave. So this is why it's always important to look over both of your shoulders just to make sure that you're giving the right of way to the person who has priority. Rule number 2, don't drop in. What I mean by this is if you see that somebody is already on a wave and you go for that wave and start riding it too, this is considered dropping in and also known as burning someone. So you definitely don't want to do this because number 1, it's really disrespectful. Number 2, you can get into a collision and get hurt. And number 3, you could just really piss someone off and you definitely don't want to do any of those things. So I have to admit, when I was first starting out surfing, I would just go for any wave that I thought was mine. And I've ended up really making people mad and getting into arguments, so it's just not worth it. And I see this happen all the time with beginner surfers. They see a wave, they think it's theirs, they're not paying attention, they're not looking if anybody else is already on the wave, and they just start paddling and they just start going for it. And then they cause collisions with people, they hurt other surfers, and they make other surfers really mad. So this is definitely something that you want to be aware of. The number 1 way to avoid this from happening is, again, always looking over your shoulders just to be extra sure that nobody is already on the wave. Rule number 3, always make sure to hold on to your board. So I'll give you some instances. If you wipe out or fall off a wave, try to grab onto your board so that you make sure you don't hurt yourself or others. Even if you're on a foam board, if that thing comes flying at someone's head, it's definitely gonna hurt and possibly even cause a concussion. Second, if you are paddling and someone is on a wave in front of you, you need to either grab onto your board and duck dive or turtle roll with your board. If you just bail your board and go under the whitewash, your board could go flying and hit the surfer on the wave or hit someone behind you. So you definitely don't want to just bail your board and let it go flying. People out there can tell if you are a beginner surfer if you are just letting go of your board, not holding on to it and bailing it. That's like a huge sign, so try to avoid this at all costs. So the last thing I want to say is if you do any of the 3 things that I just mentioned, please make sure to apologize to that person because it really makes all the difference in the world. Everybody's out there trying to get waves and you want to make sure that you are respectful of everybody who's out there. Thanks everyone for watching. I really hope that this video helped you guys, and please subscribe for more surfing tip videos.